Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of the 2019 Acura MDX. The MDX that you're looking at here is a pretty nice example of what Acura once sold, and when I say that, it's because the Acura MDX is now in a newer generation, which debuted for the 2022 model year. With that being said, this one in particular that we're taking a look at today is the Advanced package, which gives you all the bells and whistles that you would get on a technology package, plus a few more items. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Priel, which is part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see, this MDX does have Acura's older key fob, and as you can see, it does kind of feel nice in your hands. You have your lock, unlock, trunk release, panic alarm, and remote start, as well as your Acura emblem on the other side. To remote start the vehicles, make sure the vehicle is locked, and push down and hold the remote start function, and the engine will start right up. And after you're finished, just hold it again, and it'll shut itself off from there. Starting off here in the front of the vehicle, as you can see, we are taking a look at Acura's uniquely designed diamond pentagon grille. As you can see, you do have your front-facing radar cruise control, which is why the Acura badge is looking the way that it does. Plus, you have a front-facing camera underneath, so that way it will help you not only with your forward collision warning system, but will help to prevent you from getting into a front-end collision as well. With that being said, you do have your jewel eye LED headlamps, daytime running lamps, as well as LED fog lamps below. Checking out the wheels and tires on this one, we are taking a look at a set of land sale tires on 20-inch wheels, measuring 265, 45, or 20 all the way around. Coming up to the door handle, this vehicle does have a smart key access system, allowing you easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. By keeping the key fob in your pocket and coming up to the door handle, just tap this button here. The vehicle will indicate unlocking, allowing you to jump on in. Or if you want to, you can go ahead and close it up, tap the button, and the vehicle will indicate locking, and the mirrors will power back into place. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Majestic Black Pearl, with the ebony perforated leather interior with wood grain accenting. Coming over to the door panel, as you can see, you're going to have some hard touch material on top. However, you do have some soft touch material down here. It is also uniquely crafted with this white stitching right here, as well as right here. You have an aluminum piece coming all the way down, as well as this faux wood grain trim right here, letting you know that you have the advanced package. You have an aluminum door handle, you do have your two-person memory seating, you do have your power mirror controls, your power locks, your child window lock, and your power windows. Your front window only is going to be the one that's going to go down fully all the way. Combo that, you do have a map pocket and air for a cup holder. Your button right here to open up the tailgate is right there, followed by a button right here to open up your gas tank. Along with that smart key access system, the Acura MDX does come standard with push-button ignition. By keeping the key fob in your pocket or in the vehicle itself, just put your foot on the brake and hit the red mounted button to go. As the vehicle starts up, the steering wheel will go back to its desired position of where it was at before. And as you can see, the MDX does come standard with a fully leather wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel with controls here on the left as well as on the right sides. You also have paddle shifters on the left as well as on the right too. Left, you're going to house your hands-free telephone controls as well as your hands-free voice. You do have your source, or in this, you have your source button here. This is going to adjust the volume. To the right, you have your info scroll right here, your trip information, as well as your cruise control settings. Coming down below, you're going to have your heated steering wheel, and right over here, you're going to have your lane departure warning as well as your forward collision warning systems. With that being said, coming up here, we're taking a look at a standard gauge setup here in the MDX Advance. To the left, you're going to have your coolant temperature and your tachometer, and to the right, you're going to have your speedometer as well as your fuel range. Right in the middle is going to be your driver information center, which of course includes different pieces of information. So as you can see, we're taking a look at your two safety features, which include your adaptive cruise control and your lane keeping assist system. You have your gear selector right there next to at the bottom there, followed by the exterior temperature and this vehicle's odometer reading. Now I can cycle through a couple of different things here with the little information scroll on our screen, and it'll show things such as our average fuel economy, fuel range to empty, elapsed time A, average speed, superhighway all-wheel drive and where that is going to as far as the different drive modes are concerned, a compass, oil life, tire pressure, vehicle settings, and a blank page. Coming over here, we're taking a look at Acura's older setup here, and what I mean by that is that for the first, I think, 6 years until the RDX got its redesign, that of course changed the way that Acura would later redesign all their different vehicles. You would have the dual screen setup. This, of course, unveiled in the TLX back in 2013 for the 2014 model year, and soon other Acura products would follow with this new philosophy. Now, on top, typically you would get your navigation as well as your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and everything else which pertains to climate control settings, your audio, and all that stuff is going to be down here. Now, as you can see, taking a look at the nav system, it doesn't look like that. It's just the way that the camera is being projected to it, but it does look really, really nice. As you can see, it is aged pretty well, and overall it still looks pretty good for a Honda system. And then coming down below here, this is where you're going to be spending most of your time as far as everything else is concerned. So like I mentioned, we are taking a look at your radio. We're going to see what's playing on the radio. You're going to have your presets right here, seat track. You also do have AM as well as Sirius XM radio. Coming below that, you're going to have your climate control settings. You have your dual setup. You do have your heated as well as cooled seats, and you can adjust it from the inside of the screen here, which is nice. As you can see, you can put it at low, middle, or high, or you can turn them completely off, or you can have it on auto. Fan positioning, AC and sync, as well as your fan speed and recycling. And of course, you control your rear air conditioning, or climate controls rather, from the front as well, as you can see. Coming down below that, you do have your physical controls here for your adjusters for the temperature, turn the fan on or off, front and rear defrost, auto AC. And then before we move any further, this one still has a CD player, which is very nice, a physical volume button, a hazard button right there, and of course your eject button right there. Coming below that, you're going to have some more physical buttons. This one here is going to control this bottom screen here, which is nice. You also have your camera, navigation, phone, information, smartphone. You have a back button as well as your settings. And then down here is going to adjust your brightness. Let's say you want to go to our camera. As you can see, while the camera system is a little bit old, it does give you a nice backup camera with guidance lines. You also have a 360 camera in here since this is the advanced package. Pretty cool. And you can kind of see what's going on from the sides there as well. Come back to our navigation. Of course, you can go to info here. It's going to give you information specifically for the trip computer, which includes your fuel economy as well as your average fuel economy. And of course, you can go over and go to the history of trip A. As you can see, it'll give you all that information there, which is pretty nice to see. So overall, pretty cool. And then of course, smartphone is going to allow you to pair your phone to the vehicle. And this one here, starting in 2018, did come standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, which is pretty nice. Coming down below that, when we open this portion up here, we have a little area where you can charge your device via a power outlet right here, as you can see, as well as some small storage. And the Advance does give you kind of this faux, although it does feel realistic, type of wood material, and it does look really good in here. You do have your 9-speed automatic transmission, which we'll go through in just a moment. You have 2 cup holders, and then you kind of have the same wood material, although a little bit darker right down here, which when you open it, you do have enough room to put some stuff in. And of course, you have 2 USB-A ports, an auxiliary jack, as well as a USB-A port right there for your phone. And then you have a power outlet right down the bottom. Now, with that said, you put this vehicle into reverse via the 9-speed automatic transmission. You do get a backup camera with guidance lines. and they do adjust as you turn the wheel. And as we just saw, you can go to a widescreen view or a side view. And of course, like I mentioned, you do get that 360 camera standard. You also have your dynamic mode selector here, which is going to be for your drive modes, which, as you can see, brings us to this screen here. You have normal, sport, and comfort. And then this button right here is going to turn on and off your auto stop start function. Coming over to your glove compartment, as you can see, you do have a top portion here, which gives you a decent amount of storage space. And then you come down here, you also have a generous amount of storage space, which kind of includes this portion here that I just showed you guys a while ago, which is pretty nice. Now, this being the advanced trim level, you are going to be getting probably one of the nicest seats that you could get in a MDX. It's very unique, it's very nice, and as you can tell from what I can see, it does look very, very impressive here with the stitching, with the piping, and of course the perforations coming down the middle. It does have a little bit of side bolstering here, which is very good as well, and as you can see, it's just a well-appointed seat. Come over here to your glove box. It is dampened, it does line with felt, and you have a decent amount of storage space in there. Again, you have more of that kind of faux wood trim right here. You do have your mirror. You do have controls here for your overhead lights, 3 garage home link, Acura link here, as well as your assist. That's going to work together with you. Acura link's going to be your mobile app. This here is going to be for your roadside assistance. This one does have a sunroof. Of course, you can push and tilt and all that. That's what this is for. And this is going to control the lights. And of course, you can turn the lights on from in here, which pretty easy to do. You do have a sunglass holder. You do have a visor with a mirror as well as lighting. And as we make our way over to the far left, you do have your brake hold, electronic parking brake, parking sensors, lane departure warning. You can turn on and off your cruise control, forward collision warning system, as well as your windshield wipers. But with that being said, as someone who previously had one of these, you know, within our family, my dad actually had this, not this particular trimmable, he had a tech package. This is kind of nice to check one of these out again, and especially with this being the advanced package, you are going to be getting a lot of cool things in here standard. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and continue the tour of the 2019 Acura MDX Advance. That beeping will let you know that the key has left detection of the vehicle. Coming into the second row of the MDX, it is a 3-row crossover, as you can see. Materials do follow through, and it does look really, really nice in here. Materials look really impressive as well. And as you can see, the second row is the only place that gets the same amount of creature comforts as well as material quality, because you do have a third row, and it looks pretty plain. But as you can see, we have 2 seat pockets, one on this side as well as one on that side. You do have your vents back here. You do have your controls to adjust the temperatures, your fan speed, your different modes here as far as your turn on and off the fan, auto AC, as well as your positioning. You also have your heated rear seat functions here. You have 2 cup holders. You have a good size storage area here, which is very deep. And you can open this up as well. And you have plenty of room to put stuff in. And of course, to jump into the third row, just simply tap this button here. The seat will fold forward and go at an angle, and you'll be able to jump into the third row. This one does have the capless fuel filler, making it easier to fill up at the gas station. The Acura MDX Advance does have LED taillights in the back here, which looks very nice. As you can see, you have your Acura badge, MDX badge, as well as your Super Handling all-wheel drive badge right there. does have an automatic liftgate. Coming into the cargo area of the Acura MDX, it is very, very spacious. As you can see, just with the seats up and the way that they're at right now, you're looking at right around 16 cubic feet of cargo space, which is not too bad. And it's actually pretty useful for the third row. Now, if you want to fold down the third row itself, just simply use this little latch here, and they will fold relatively flat, like so. And cargo space will then increase to around 39 cubic feet of overall space. Now, if you fold down the second row, you'll be getting well over 80 cubic feet of space, which is very, very good for a mid-size 3-row crossover like this one. Now, underneath here, we have even more storage, as you can see. And you have some storage over here, followed by a power outlet. And if you had the third row up, you only had 2 cup holders, one on each side. And when you're done, just tap this button here, and it will close down automatically. The Advance also gave you these aluminum finished crossbars. You also have body colored mirrors with your LED turn signals on them. Under the hood of the Acura MDX, we're taking a look at the 3.5 liter dual overhead cam V6. It produces 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and this one does have Acura's award-winning super handling all-wheel drive system. All right, guys, so sitting back inside of the Acura MDX, it's a great place to spend time, especially if you're in the market for a luxury-based crossover that does give you a lot of good amenities. This one here being advanced package, you are going to be getting the nicer leather interior. You are going to be getting a lot of safety features such as your collision mitigation braking system, lane departure, blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control. You have the front-facing camera, which helps you to not only stay within a distance of a vehicle ahead of you, but also it's going to help prevent any possible crashes or anything like that. And with that being said, for what it is, you know, this MDX here comes well equipped with a lot of good features. Now, one of these brand new would be around, I believe, like $56,000. That is how much these vehicles actually went up to as far as an advanced package is concerned. But overall, it's a really good wall put together package at the end of the day, you cannot go wrong with this vehicle. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this walk around and tour of the 2019 Acura MDX Advance, finished off in Majestic Black Pearl with the Ebony Leather interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.